Hey, welcome back. Last time we were talking about this bike share, this implementation of the bike share, simulating 1 minute of time. That's what this step function is doing. Um, and what I'd like to do this time is to make this a little bit more useful uh, by modifying our step function so that we can specify the probabilities outside the function. All right, so let's go head over to our tablet. Um, Here's the code that we were talking about, and our goal right now is to make the step function more general. All right, and so why might we not be happy with the step function the way it is? It's because in real life, uh, probabilities of moving from Olin to Wellesley or Wellesley to Olin will change over time. Right? So it's unlikely that throughout the whole day, all 24 hours, then there's a 50% chance that a bike is taken from Olin to Wellesley. In the middle of the night or early in the morning, it's unlikely that people are like every 2 minutes a bike is taken. So um, because of this, we'd like to modify this step function to be able to adjust based on these probabilities that are changing. So let's modify the definition of step to adjust based on the probabilities. All right, so I'll first write down. So here's our idea. Our idea is what we'd like to do is we'd like to create a function. We'd like to define step, and we'd like to have some input values into step that will be these probabilities. So in our minds, we're thinking P1 is the probability that a bike goes from Olin to Wellesley, and P2 is the probability that the bike goes from Wellesley to Olin. Okay, so these are going to be placeholders. These are going to be placeholders, or in other words, these are going to be the parameters of our function. These are our parameters of our function. And so what we're going to do, we're going to define a function that takes in our inputs, P1 and P2, and based on what P1 and P2 are, it's going to run the simulation. So it's going to do the same thing we had above, right? These are taking the place of 0.5 and 0.33. So we're going to do if flip of P1 bike to Wellesley. If flip of P2 bike to Olin. Okay, and then if we call, or if we type in as code, step of 0.5, comma 0.33, this runs the same code as we had earlier. With the probability that we go from Olin to Wellesley is 0.5, and the probability that we go from Wellesley to Olin is 0.33. But now we can modify the probabilities easily. All right, so I'm going to now so this is a lot of words, and I like pictures to go along with the words. So let me show you the type of picture that I like to think about when I think about a function like this. So when I think about any function, I like to think about this kind of a hopper type of situation. So I have this situation. We put in here some inputs, and out come outputs. And then in here we do things. So this is a visual representation of a function. You've got some inputs go in the top. Then based on what the inputs are doing, based on the inputs you do things, and then out at the bottom come the outputs. So that's, in general, that's what a function looks like. If we're going to talk about this step function, right? So in terms of our step function, all right, so the mechanics of what's happening are, well, we put in our values, 0.5 and 0.33, and those get put into P1 and P2. All right, so it's really easy to think of those things as exactly the same things. That is, we put these numbers in here. These numbers, these are called the arguments. And these P1 and P2, these are called the parameters. And what's happening here is that when you call this function, you decide what values you want to put into the function, and they get put into the space of what the parameters are. So 0.5 gets put into P1, 0.33 gets put into P2, and then we do some things, right? Do the things that are specified above, and in this case there's no output. This function doesn't give any output. It just does things based on the inputs. So this is what step looks like. Maybe I'll just put it on the side here. Step. This is the name of the function. So it takes in two inputs, and it does things, and it doesn't give any outputs. All right. So let's go quickly over to the code and take a look and see that happening in action. All right, so now we're going to redefine step. So now that when we redefine step, the previous step doesn't work anymore. So if we run this code and we try to just do step, it's going to say, I don't know what step is. Step is supposed to have two inputs. I don't see two inputs. Okay, so even though above this function worked up here, step, with no inputs, that was because step was defined with no inputs. When we come down here and redefine step with 2 inputs, then step with no inputs doesn't make any sense to the computer anymore. All right, and so now if we run this step of 0.5.33, then it's going to do the same thing. We're going to, if we run it a couple of times, sometimes bikes go in both directions. Sometimes a bike only goes to Wellesley, and you can see the ink, it changed from 9.3 to 8.4. All right, so that's all for this one. Next time we're going to talk about not just one moment in time, but we talk about simulating this whole hour worth of time. All right, see you then.